Shalom. I like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS for the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to my Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedom to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as they are the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. This is your brother Akalia from the GMS Jamaica Kingston camp, and this video is about biblical prophecy and the chaos that is building up, which is known in the scriptures as the time of Jacob's trouble in Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. And with Jacob's trouble comes all of these other prophecies as well. The famine, the pestilence, the crash of the current monetary system, which then leads to the Mark of the Beast prophecy, which is that microchip, the persecution of the prophets, World War III, etc. All right, uproars of the people around the world, which that's literally happening right now, sedition among men, which this is all getting ready to happen, man. All right, so I have this video here from the brother Shalom Israel 777, must watch. GOP senator rebukes the mandates and cites all havoc to take place, make it viral. All right, so what is referring to is the mandate that has been made to kick in January 4th, 2022. You have various states in America that are fighting against it. All right, and this feeds into biblical prophecy, okay? Because the elite that rule this world today, who are Edomites, so we call them the wicked elite of Esau, Edom, they have their plans for the NWO, which we're currently in right now. And a part of birthing their NWO is order out of chaos, order ab chaos. All right, that's a part of their MO. So they want this place to become chaotic. They want America to become chaotic and the rest of the world so that they can bring a new order out of it. All right. And all of these things, the famine, the crash of the dollar, this thing right here that's going to be spoken about, all of these things are, it's looking like all of them are just going to be hitting back to back to back all at once, and it's just really going to create a time of great chaos and calamity. Okay, but first I want to bring out this scripture before I play the video. This is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 26. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And this kingdom right now, the kingdom of the Edomites, is completely divided against itself. You have the various Edomite-led nations. All right, so you know that we have America, which is the whore that rideth the beast. The beast is NATO, and then you have the European Union, which is the 10 horns. All right, so you have America and these EU countries working together, but then you have on the other side, you have Russia, which is an Edomite sovereign nation that is against them and is building up as it says in Ezekiel chapter 38, that they shall be a guard unto these other nations. So these other nations, for example, Iran, these African countries, etc. Okay, so that's divided right there. But even within America and her allies within that allegiance, you have tension. Okay, and then you have tension just within America alone, which is ruled by these Edomites, but you have Edomites going against Edomites, man. Okay? And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand, right? So a broken kingdom cannot stand. And in the book of Daniel, it talks about this, man. That last kingdom. Let me just get the visual image 1 second. All right, here it is. So we're in this last kingdom, the divided kingdoms, iron mixed with Marie clay, okay? And that's what the time period of prophecy that we're in right now. All right, so it's a broken kingdom, man. So let's just watch this video.
Of welders or engineers in my office be granted floor privileges until November 4th, 2020. My office be granted floor privileges until November 4th, 2021. Alyssa Burleson, Charlotte Holding, Tanner Weekly.
Without objection.
Thank you, Madam President. I am joining my colleagues today to highlight the real harm that the President's overreaching vaccine mandates are causing the people of Wyoming and the United States. While I am vaccinated and support others making the decision to get the COVID-19 vaccine to protect themselves, I am very concerned about unacceptable actions by the executive branch to force Americans to get the vaccine. Frankly, I cannot stay silent about these blatant violations of personal freedom. Over the last several months, the President has signed numerous executive orders mandating vaccines for federal workers, contractors, and employers with over 100 workers. This is unacceptable. These mandates are far-reaching and burdensome. Additionally, these mandates will not achieve the desired results of stopping the spread of COVID-19. Instead, they will only further politicize healthcare choices, sow greater discord across the nation, and exacerbate our employment crisis. I worry they will also further harm in our supply chain issues. All of these should concern every American, particularly with the holiday season rapidly approaching. Consumers are going to face empty shelves in stores, and for what is available, prices will continue to rise. In the freight industry, these mandates could mean that up to 1/3 of employees will be leaving their jobs. On Monday, Politico noted that several trucking companies are looking to end their work with the federal government as the vaccine mandate deadlines loom closer. This doesn't only impact the shipping industry, but also our defense and law enforcement sectors as well. Former Deputy Undersecretary for Industrial Policy William Greenwald noted that, quote, even a couple of welders or engineers who walk off their jobs on a highly classified program could wreak havoc with our national security, end quote. Meanwhile, it is more than a couple of individuals who are looking at leaving. Defense contractor Raytheon says they expect to lose thousands of employees when the mandate goes into effect. Finally, I would like to give an example of how this is impacting my home state of Wyoming. Across the nation, we are facing nursing shortages. But in Wyoming, it's becoming critical. I've heard over and over again from my hospitals, clinics, and nursing homes that they just don't have the staff. Many have left the field, whether due to the strain of COVID-19 or because they believe they can find better work as traveling nurses. This has left our healthcare community short-staffed. If we lose additional nurses from these vaccine mandates, my state is looking at losing healthcare capabilities. This means turning away patients and potentially closing nursing homes. These patients, at the end of their life, frequently have nowhere else to go. If there's no one else to care for them, the healthcare system will be at the end of its rope, trying to find ways to care for these patients. For these reasons, I cannot support these mandates, nor should anyone else. Knowing the damage that these mandates will cause, the President must immediately rescind these executive orders and find a better way to keep our nation safe. Thank you, Madam President.
All right, so you heard her, man. all kinds of problems, all kinds of opposition, etc. Okay? Now, there's something else that I want to add to this. Of course, as you can see, face value, that the Edomites are divided. Okay? You can see that face value. However, we know that the wicked elite of Esau, Edom play the long game, and they work with great deception and all of these things. All right? At the end of the day, it says in Job chapter 9 and verse 24 that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So he has full and absolute control. All right? Even when you look at all of these other heathen nations or other nations that are against America, etc., when you really look at what's going on in the world, they all work hand in hand, pushing the same agenda. All right? Each of these prime ministers, presidents, leaders worldwide at this moment in time, or for however long period, they have always worked along with the same agenda. Okay? They're being controlled. And this right here, it's not going to surprise me if it is found out that this is controlled opposition intentionally done to bring chaos and disorder in America. All right? They need the bloodshed in the streets to be happening. Okay? But either ways, biblical prophecy speaks, and it is showing how it's showing in regards to biblical prophecy. Okay? This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. America is also known as spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Okay, so this is referring to the Americans, okay, the people in that land. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. And it's actually going to spread worldwide as well. All right? Everybody's going to be going against each other based off of class, status, race, beliefs, in every kind of way. But especially, it's going to become every man for himself when the famine kicks in, which is also kicking in. The elder Kazakh, the Mississippi elder, I believe, the End My Friend is his channel. All right, he just did a video today saying that you have commercials in other places around the world that are talking about helping America with their food shortage. I remember he played one of the videos specifically from Germany. Can you imagine that, man? Okay? But this is second Esdras. Because we in this time, man. And don't ever for 1 second lean back and say, things aren't moving at a certain pace. Or don't ever get comfortable, man. Always stay ready. Okay, no matter what. Fight to stay in the spirit. The second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5, behold, saith the Lord, I bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So these judgments are coming upon the world. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled, because the earth is wicked. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, so once again, the division among all the people, but most definitely between the Edomites. Okay, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So soon, all of these people are going to be like, nope, they don't care about what their leaders are talking about. They're going to do what they want to do. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And so when that kind of disorderly chaos starts to happen, they're going to usher in martial law, if not even before that, due to the famine and the food rationing that's coming. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. The lack of bread and for great tribulation. And these are the times that we're heading into right now. All right, so with that, I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai Bashim Kodesh. Wa Abad Babal Shalom.